Oxfam says two successive poor rains, entrenched poverty, and lack of investment in the affected areas have pushed 12 million people into a fight for survival. The agency says people have already lost everything and predict that the crisis will only get worse in the coming months. The epicenter of the drought has hit the poorest people in the Horn of Africa, especially along the borders of Kenya, Ethiopia and Somalia, where families rely heavily on livestock for survival. In some parts of the Horn, up to 60% of the herds have already died, while the remainder are either sick or dangerously underweight. The price of animals has plummeted by half, while the cost of cereals has soared. In Somalia, the price of the main staple food, sorghum, has risen by a massive 240% since this time last year. Oxfam says, while Uganda has not been hit by this drought, the country's farmers could fall victim if the conditions persist.
We're talking about 5 failed rainy seasons in the last 7 years. So it's a combination of that drought. And again, the affected area are the poorest in the region. And that is mainly due to lack of investment and marginalization. So it's both about natural drought and lack of rains.
Oxfam faults Uganda for failing to invest in agriculture, particularly in irrigation ventures, to avert such crises. They say the country's food production is going down, and a crisis in neighboring countries, coupled with drastic changes in weather patterns, will only make the situation home worse.
All actors need to apply more drought-resisting mechanism, like disaster risk reduction mechanism that need to be in place. More investment need to be in place, giving people livelihood options and assets to diversify their livelihood. That is definitely a priority in the area.
Oxfam studies show that malnutrition rates in parts of Ethiopia, Kenya and Somalia are alarming and well above emergency levels. Yet there isn't enough money to buy the enormous amounts of food required. The price of maize has risen by 40% since a year ago in the region, and the cost of fuel needed to transport the food to the epicenter has also shot up.